Heidi ho, and hopefully welcome back. This time we are in Sedona, Arizona, and so I don't mess it up, I'll let Alana tell you exactly where we stand.
We are staying at Rancho Sedona RV Park.
Yeah, I don't know
Right
why.
downtown.
Yeah, I don't know why
Really
that's
close.
so hard for me to remember, but as I interrupted Alana, we're right downtown. We actually rolled in yesterday. We got set up and had a little bit of a start. I still had quite a bit of work to do, but then for dinner we were able to walk down into town. We actually found a Mexican restaurant where we could take Abby with us, and it was very nice to have her right there with us and have a dinner. And actually, there's quite a few restaurants right downtown if you are traveling with a doggo that you could do that. But I digress. We are actually back already from a hike today, so let's get you caught up on that.
With massive red rock scenery, hundreds of miles of trails, incredible mountain biking, off-roading, photography, and year-round outdoor access, it's easy to understand why Sedona has become one of the most popular adventure destinations in the Southwest.
Abby, come. Good girl. Right here. Hey, right here to me.
We chose to start with the West Fork of Oak Creek as our first hike. This trail feels completely different from the classic red rock scenery most people picture in Sedona. Instead of exposed slick rock and desert views, the route winds through a heavily wooded canyon filled with towering walls, flowing water, and countless creek crossings along the way. Thankfully, the water levels were low enough during our visit that we managed to keep our shoes dry the entire hike. That may not always be the case depending on recent rainfall and seasonal conditions. Obviously, with more than 400 miles of trails surrounding the area, there's no way to hike everything in a single visit. We used all trails to narrow things down a bit by focusing on longer, dog-friendly hikes with strong reviews, since we've found that once you get beyond that 5-mile range, the crowds usually start thinning out a bit.
There, Abby. Go get Mom.
The trail ends at a small pool where hikers can continue by wading farther into the canyon, though most people seemed to stop there for a snack before heading back like we did.
Okay.
Go this way. Whee! Whee! Come this way. Come on. Whee! You gonna play? Go get in the water. Go get in the water. In the water. Go get in the water. Go get in the water. I got zoomies. Go. Go, go. Go, go. Go. Go on. Go ahead. We're like 5 miles in, and then we got this. We got this. We got Zoomy Dog again. We got Zoomy Dog again. We got Zoomies. We got Zoomies.
Okay, Abby, hey. Abby, sit. Hey, calm down. You gotta calm down.
Hey.
While these hikes definitely count as exercise for us, Abby occasionally reminds us that for her, this is apparently just the warm-up lap before the real energy release begins.
Well, there you go. We're now back at camp. We've had some dinner. We've not showered yet, and trust me, we need to. That's right. So that was a really lovely kickoff hike for our visit here. There's so many lovely hikes in the area that I think for the most part it's hard to go wrong.
Yes.
And we have a lot more hiking to do here. In fact, our plan is to get up really early in the morning, try to score one of those parking spots, which can be tricky to get, and hit another one tomorrow, but we're not sure exactly which one yet. So you'll find out right now.
Okay, Abby, up.
Even though Munds, Wagon, Cow Pies, and Hangover Loop was close enough to the RV park that we technically could have walked to the trailhead, our later-than-planned start quickly convinced us that adding another 2.5 miles probably wasn't the best idea. We'll explain more on the lateness later. One thing that stands out quickly on this hike is how different the terrain feels compared to West Fork's dirt trail. Large slickrock slabs, uneven sandstone shelves, and constantly changing elevations make the entire route feel far more adventurous as the scenery constantly shifts around you. In some areas, it barely even feels like a traditional trail at all, as the route simply flows across the surrounding sandstone landscape. Beyond the outdoor recreation, Sedona has an urban vibe too, especially for a city of its size. Under 10,000 people call Sedona home, but the city hosts over 3 million visitors annually. This means there's everything you would need from a big city suburb: hospital, doctors, shops, and restaurants. The area soon reveals itself as a place people experience in very different ways. Some visitors come for the hiking trails and outdoor adventure, while others are simply here to relax, explore town, and enjoy the incredible scenery from one overlook to the next.
Okay, Abby, go get Mom.
When we reached the main loop section of the hike, we decided to take the left turn, which meant tackling the steeper climb first rather than descending it later. As the elevation increased, the route gradually turned into more of a rock scrambling climb with steep slick rock slabs and uneven ledges, though the footing was far better than we expected. Seeing the terrain on foot is impressive enough, but this is also a heavily used mountain biking route. Surprisingly, we discovered Abby apparently loves rock scrambling. Whether it was the climbing itself, the constant commands, or simply getting some controlled off-leash freedom across the slick rock, she fully embraced the entire experience.
Little miniature arches.
As much as Abby enjoys the off-leash freedom during sections like this, we do try to follow leash rules whenever possible. However, once steep climbs and slick rock scrambling enter the picture, staying physically tethered together can quickly start feeling less safe for everyone involved. After crossing over the mesa and beginning our descent, the landscape changed almost immediately. The steep slick rock climbs gave way to wider open views, more exposed terrain, and a completely different perspective of Sedona's surrounding red rock formations. Once we started descending, the difference in exposure was immediate. With very little shade and the slick rock reflecting heat back upward, Abby's cooling vest and neck gaiter quickly went from optional to necessary. Before the trip, we honestly thought we were probably over-prepared after buying Abby hot pavement booties and a cooling neck gaiter. Since her breed is generally pretty heat tolerant, we figured that would probably be enough. It didn't take long to realize the desert sun out here is no joke though, especially with her mostly black back absorbing heat so quickly. Before long, we were also ordering a cooling vest and carrying a UV umbrella for shade breaks on some of the more exposed hikes.
All right, baby, let's go.
Well, good morning. It's after our hike the following day. We are trying to get around to go out for another hike here again today. I'll circle back to that. A little bit about the hike. We both really enjoyed the hike. In fact, in all trails, back down, honey, what was the name of the first trail that we did? West Fork, Wells Fork, West Fork. Yeah, so we rated it in all trails at 5 stars, and then not knowing what we didn't know yet. But then, like yesterday's hike was 5 stars too. But like if you were to compare the two, yesterday it just felt
Definitely better.
It was more. So Alana's probably not in the picture here in the RV, and that's because we're trying to get
My hand chopped it.
we're trying to get Abby to eat, and that's one of the things that we're failing at. In all honesty, we're used to getting up really early in the morning, having all of our stuff all laid out and ready to go, and we continue to do that. All of our stuff's already in Dusty, and we're ready to go for a hike. But Abby is something that we're still sort of working through things, and that's because she has a very specific morning routine that we haven't figured out how to accelerate. In fact, I haven't even put my hiking clothes on, because when she notices the hiking pants and like some of that clothing, then she gets excited that we're going to be leaving, and it actually makes the whole thing worse. So the result is we're hitting the parking lots much later than we would like. So what I can tell you is at about 7 o'clock, they're almost full. Now we are here on a weekend, and we're doing this on a weekend. So, and you can see she's not one to eat. So in the morning she gets up, We have to do medicine. We do the potty stuff. Then we have some cuddle time with her. We have to go through that. Usually just a little bit of playtime, and then we can finally eat. And of course, we'd like her to have a meal before we take off. So we do pack like a little puppy trail mix for her, some food and some other stuff. But she's just not motivated to eat. She just wants to hike and go. So we try to at least get a meal in before we leave, and that's where we're stuck here. But eventually, I'm confident we'll get this all squared away, and we'll get out there again today.
Our next hike was to Boynton Canyon. The trail followed a quieter mix of desert terrain, sandy washes, scattered juniper trees, and rock formations as we worked our way toward the canyon. With how popular the area is, we decided to head to Subway Cave first. Luckily, I had read through some All Trails reviews beforehand and knew what to watch for at the turnoff, because it would have been incredibly easy to walk right past it otherwise. Once we reached the final climb to Subway Cave, the original route looked far more intimidating than expected, especially with Abby and the number of people already there. Thankfully, another hiker pointed out an easier route off to the left, which still involved some scrambling, but nothing like what we first considered. The incredible views made the effort worth it.
You in parkour, dog. You love that, don't you, baby?
We made our way back down to the main trail and continued on into the canyon. This was a much quieter, shaded section beneath tall trees. That lasted until the final climb, where the trail ended at a fully exposed canyon overlook. We chose a shady spot for a break, but Abby wasn't too thrilled with us stopping.
Easy, easy.
After our short break at the overlook, we started making our way back down the trail. Before fully heading out, though, we decided to take the Vista Trail spur for a few more elevated views overlooking Boynton Canyon and the surrounding landscape.
Good girl. Okay. Good, wait.
Wait there. Wait there. Wait for Dad.
Compared to the shaded sections of the canyon earlier in the hike, the Vista Trail was far more exposed to the afternoon sun. As we made our way to the top, Abby had started searching out every patch of shade she could find. So she rested under a tree while Jay took some photos. After a drink and a recharge of her cooling vest, she was ready to make the final hike back down to the trailhead.
As you can see, back at camp, hike done. We ended up with, as you just saw, or at least I hope I just showed you, just a tick over 8.5 miles. That included first going to Subway Cave, then finishing out the canyon there, and then coming back and doing the little vista view, which was really very short, and that was nice. I did enjoy the hike. Did you?
Yes, it was nice.
Yeah, so, all right, I haven't done this yet. No prep, Alana. If I ask you to rank the 3 hikes that we've done over the 2.5 days here of the video so far, how would you rank them?
I would have to say yesterday's hike.
Yesterday's hike.
I don't remember the name.
I'll put it here.
Okay. And then today's hike.
Okay.
Boynton, and then West Fork.
Yeah, same exact for me. Now, I really enjoyed the West Fork when I did the West Fork, and then you do another, and you can draw a little bit more comparison. So there's no hard feelings really for any of them. My reasoning for the scoring, the reason I would derate yesterday versus today, 2 major factors. One, we passed by several structures. I don't know if it was a resort or whether it was homes.
It was a resort. Yeah.
You think it was a resort?
Yeah, I think it was.
Anyway, there's like a portion where you're just sort of walking really close to homes and road, and it doesn't have the same set in a canyon backcountry vibe. It is only the beginning. I don't mean to make a big deal of it, but it's still sort of it's still there. And the other thing is just it's the people. Everyone was super polite. I don't mean to make bad about it. No. We met with Abby. We got off to the side. Everyone loved to talk to Abby. Yeah. So there's no bad feelings towards the number of people. It's just the number of people. You don't. Yeah. We tend to like that little more remote feeling, and that's something to expect. It's a very popular place. For good reason, by the way. So no hard feelings when it comes to that. But it's absolutely a factor. Yeah. Now, moving on. My ladies, you and Abby are here still all week. But tomorrow is Monday. I fly out. I have a trade show to tend to. So I don't know. You'll have to. I don't know what you have planned. I know there's some. Gotta-dos. You got gotta-dos. So like I know we're almost out of clothes. Groceries. And we're almost out of food. So those 2 things I know that you want to address while I'm gone. Yeah. That being said, we do still have some time to explore, and we've been talking a little bit about it on the trail. We've talked about ATV rentals, we've talked about horseback rides, we've talked about hot air balloons, we've talked about helicopter tours, and then there's also just several hikes that we still like to do. So I don't know what's going to win. We still have one full big day to explore once I get returned. So whether Alana decides to share any of what she does this week, or whether we jump fast forward into Saturday again when I'm back and we're doing something, well, you'll find out right now.
While Jay was at his work thing, Abby and I had our own little adventure. Unfortunately, after getting myself ready, getting Abby ready, packing what we needed, and heading out the door, I completely forgot to grab a camera, as this is normally Jay's thing. So, despite whatever fun we may have had, there is no footage to prove it. Now that Jay was back with us, he and Abby had no interest in being separated again. Since most of our other last day options would have meant leaving Abby at the RV, we decided to stick with hiking. Even with our very early morning start, the trail was surprisingly busy the closer we got to the top.
Okay, easy, come on. Come to Dad, right here, right here. Over here.
After wading through what felt suspiciously close to a full-scale bridge photo shoot, Abby and I finally got our turn on Devil's Bridge. We then started making our way back down while long lines of hikers continued heading toward the top. Experiences like this are always a good reminder that patience and basic trail courtesy go a long way in crowded places.
So today's hike, as you just saw, ended up just a little over like 6.5-ish miles. And it was very nice. It was a good size hike to get in and out before the heat that has really sort of set on for today. We're now back at the camper making some breakfast for dinner, actually a lunch dinner, because we do intend to go back out. Some comments on that trail. It was nice. I really enjoyed it. I like the location. It's a beautiful place to visit.
Yep.
However, of all the trails that we've done, including most of them, we're really only doing this on the weekends here while we're in town for me, that it was busy. It was
very.
It's in some cases a constant stream of mostly very polite people. A lot of people love to meet Abby, a lot of dog friendly folks. It's that part has been largely very present.
Yes.
But you are not going to have that location to yourself.
Yeah.
And even with us starting at the first safe light without headlamps to hike, there was just a number of people at the bridge itself by the time we got there. So if you're planning it, please do, but be prepared to share it with many people. That's right. I also don't feel like I got a tremendous amount of footage most of it's a pretty easy hike, but at the very end it gets very scrambly.
Yes.
To the point of almost climbing. It's not too bad. The reason I didn't get footage was because it was super challenging. There was just a lot for us to do. It happens to be a bottleneck for a lot of those hikers that we have already mentioned. And because of the people and because of everything, I didn't get a lot of footage. So know that location is there. Now, we're not quite done for the day. As I said, we're having dinner. We're going to try to get back out there for a sunset hike. Hopefully, most of this daytime heat will have died off for us.
Hopefully.
And we'll be able to enjoy that. Here it comes.
To wrap up our final day, we decided on something a little easier and chose the Twin Buttes and Broken Arrow Loop. Compared to some of the longer and more demanding hikes earlier in the trip, this one felt much more relaxed and ended up being a really nice way to finish out our time here. The route follows a fairly easy lollipop-shaped loop through classic Sedona scenery. Even with how popular the area is overall, we surprisingly had the trail to ourselves for much of the hike. This area is also used by Jeep tours and off-road enthusiasts exploring the more rugged side of Sedona, so being alone changed a bit near the upper sections where the hiking trail and off-road routes crossed paths. but honestly, it was fun watching the Jeeps navigate the terrain.
And just like that, we are on the road headed to our next destination. Now, to speak a little bit about this one there in Sedona, we stayed, as we've already mentioned, in just Rancho Sedona. I think it's an RV resort or RV park.
Yes.
And we liked it. There's some reviews out there that talks a lot about the number of signs they have and how some of their rules are a little quirky. There are a lot of signs sort of telling you what you can and what you cannot do.
Yes.
That being said, when your impression is that maybe it's a little too much, then you witness someone not follow them, and you sort of understand where and how it happens. As far as space goes, I will also say that I feel like they did a really good job of providing privacy, little grass sections and things like that for the doggo to do some stuff. That's not to say it's a super roomy place, but given the environment, we have stayed in a lot tighter places, particularly back when we had our fifth wheel. There was one time we couldn't even put our awning all the way out without bumping the folks next to us.
Yeah.
And that really wasn't the case there. We walked around, marked some sites that we would visit again. The site we were in, we were quite happy with, and we do, in fact, plan a future visit, and that will likely become where we stay. As far as the hiking goes there, of course, we did a lot. That's not the only activities, as Alana mentioned in voiceover. There is so much to do there that yet it's another time we are leaving with more on our future to-do list than we were able to tick off during this trip. Hopefully you make a visit out there. And as far as that goes, we are headed to Kanab. We have a whole host of things to do there as well. Looking forward to seeing you. Thanks for following along. Bye-bye.
Thank you, and good night.